for the benefit of those who couldn't catch what Mr. PTC was saying, let me complete in English. This is the first time in Indian history the lower ranks, the JCOs, the JCOs, NCOs and ORs, we are raising our voice on 2nd August in the form of Sansad Gherav. The major issues what we have is that from the time of independence, our government has not taken care of the lower ranks. We had been consistently discriminated because we didn't have any proper representation, and because of that, if you see the widow, the majority of people who died in any war situation or the Jawans. Have you ever heard any general dying on the field? No, it is the Jawan. But what happens to the family? The family gets, as on today, as the calculation goes, it's just 3,500 rupees pension. And many of the Jawans are in the age group of 25 to 30. That means either they are just married or they have a kid, 1 or 2, and how to survive that particular lady, how she is going to bring up those children. What is the price India is ready to pay for those who are sacrificing their life, sacrificing all their family and other things. The next point what I would like to refer to is the kind of benefits which have been given to officers all through along. Whether it is third pay commission, if you take a third pay commission in 1973, we were having, actually the pension standard was 75% of the lost on pay, the pay drawn was given as a pension. But suddenly this pay commission comes and says all Jawans will get 50%. Yes, on the paper we have been reduced to 75 to 50%. And whereas at the same time, even civilians, they got from 33% to 50% hike. But where is the catch? The catch is in the rules. The rule says, instead of 50%, you will have to have 33 years of service minimum required for pension. Otherwise, you will be paid pro rata basis. When it comes to pro rata, what is the actual percentage any Jawan or any ranker would get? It will be nothing more than 37 to 38% when he is leaving the service. Same goes the widows, 100% disability. In every organization under Government of India, nobody is thrown out because you are invalidated on duty. But here, we have no right to continue in the job once we are invalidated 100% by the medical board. It could be a bullet injury, bomb injury, whatever it is. The person survives. You might have seen a lot of people who were injured, disabled 100%. Even in those cases, the pensions will come around 3,500 if a Jawan. 3,500 plus or minus another 100 rupees. So this is a kind of pitiable condition. Nobody is raising these questions. I would also like to point out on the time scale promotions. With various pay commissions and with background lobbying, the officers have got various facilities like even time scale promotions. They may for a flight lieutenant, with conversate with Air Force fans. So what happens is every 3 years, 4 years you have got time scale promotion. By 26 years you are assured a colonel position. But with all this, majority of officers they retire at the age of 54 and 36. 54 and 60. We also agree that government policy is to keep the forces young. But if you want to keep the force in, don't throw us out of the roads. We are not use and throw toothpicks. I hope you all agree with that. So use the toothpick and throw it out. That's what is happening. So what is happening is at between 37 and 40, majority, around 70% are thrown out saying that the other force has to be younger and they will pick more. Now with this what happening? One is we compensate, take care of, because people are given their youth. In spite of all these odds, if you survive and if you reach a retirement level of 15 years, 20 years, whatever particular person is retiring, then what is the pension is being paid? Everybody who is there is surviving lot of odds. It is not just everyday morning, it is not a 9 to 5 job. It is a 24 hours job when you are in uniform. But in spite of this, these payments, pensions, whatever calculations are there, from the lump sum, whatever is given from the government, majority portion has been sidelined, has been siphoned off towards officers, and whereas men have got less and less and less. And there was a point of time, if you look at the civil equivalent grades, today a lab sir, I think I was told, is not even equivalent to a havaldar. So over a period from being a senior inspector to the civilian police havaldar level, if you have to come down, that means what exactly is happening at the level of gradation, at the level of payments and pensions. So various things BBS was mentioning, what has happened after 71 war, what has happened after Kargil. So every time there is a win, or every time there is something cause for celebration, we are left out. But if you look at the ratio, how many Jawans are dying in any operation? So who is really to be credited with the success? So that is something we want all of you to ask yourself, all the general public to ask, why this discrimination is happening. Similar way, there is a lot of discrimination in the military service pay. For military service pay, the officers get 6,000 rupees, the Jawans get 2,000 rupees. I really wonder whether a Pakistani guy will fire, this bullet will hit officer, this bullet will hit Jawan. Is there going to be that kind of discrimination on a bullet? If that is not there, if that difficulty is same, if the bullet hitting is the same, then why is the discrepancy in the payment? Because it matters to us, retired. If that is equivalent, if the risk is equivalent, anywhere, you go to any insurance company, you go to anywhere where there is a risk is equal, the premium is equal. But here, we are paid less just because there is no voice, we are not able to go back. So similarly, there are other things like allowances and all of those things. All these factors, the 75% pension, MSP being equivalent, unless this is not done, current form of OROP, what the proposal has already gone, what is pending with the government, and why government is hesitating is that the Jawans will not get anything out of this. So if you are really looking at numbers, the Jawans will get between 500 to 1,700 raise. But we can also show that including DA, the officers would get approximately 30,000 to 40,000 raise. So once again, we are being discriminated. This formula doesn't work unless the MSP is equal, unless the 75% is restored at the lower end. See, I will give you a simple calculation for those of you. The percentages, the game of percentages. Somebody says, I am getting 500% more. So if my payment is 2 rupees, If I get 500% more, how much I will get? Anybody? So it would be 10 rupees, right? And the same guy who is getting 1 lakh rupees, he says, I am only getting 50%. You are getting 500%. Why don't you be happy with that? Why are you not happy? This is the person being raised. So what we are saying is, don't look at percentages. On the ground, how people are able to survive. What is the minimum payment? Minimum, even government rules are not applying. So that's where we have to work on. Those are all the points which we are raising on 2nd August. And lot of other discriminatory activities like reservations. You all might be knowing each community when they do, 5 years, 10 years, lot of education, railroad go, this, that. And after that, what they will get? Recently, there is an example of 5% reservation. But whereas, have you heard anybody on this like getting 100% reservations? Without you and me knowing? All the posts where the welfare related re-employment posts are reserved for officers. Even those people, any one of us, doctor is there, lot of other people are there. We are able to fulfill those requirements. If there is open competition, some of us will compete. We are not saying reserve for us. We are just saying put them in open. Don't reserve it for officers. It is something like the whole thing has become like Maharaja. Maharaja purses, you might have heard, it's very old. Like even it happened when I was kind of young lad. They used to have, once born into Maharaja family, you are lifelong Maharaja. So once you get to this particular level or a staff, then you are lifelong, you are going to enjoy privilege every day. So with this, there is another thing is happening by reserving all this. The structure, the pyramid is maintained even on retired people. You go to any hospital provisions which they talk about, 85 years old is there. Let me tell you, this is another example, just 5 days back. 85 years old sergeant of Air Force was arguing with a major of officer who was sitting there. Because 4th time he went back, every 15 days he got a time, he went back there, he did not get his medicine. He said, very simple question, he is diabetic, 85, so those are all the things. So when this happens, the whole thing is how it is treated. So there are different discrimination points which we want them to be cleared, including what Divyas was mentioning about the Sevadari system or the Sahayak system which is there. So with this, I think I have covered all the major points, not in detail, but we have already provided a press note where I have mentioned very much in detail. If you have any questions, we can clarify them further. And thank you for the opportunity.